Key numbers in the NFL are 3, 7, 10, and 14.
You know how we do in Detroit, son? We do nothing but win.
Ready
I'm ready.
to bite some kneecaps.
New England is bad.
Real bad.
Then the highlight,
It's a close game.
the Taylor Heineke life. Yeah.
I love this pick. Tampa has been overrated all season long, and the people who make the books are still on this. They got blown out by Blake Purdy. Can Justin Jefferson be stopped? I don't know. If you watched how Carolina played with Andy Dalton, they were fine.
Well, more importantly, Adam Thielen is probably like, can we put Andy Dalton back in?
The spread's the way to go. You just have to know how to bet it. Hey, welcome to another episode of Math versus Smash, brought to you by the Scene Snobs. By the way, everyone needs to watch yesterday's episode of the Scene Snobs. Smash is dressed up as Hollywood Hogan, and that alone is worth the price of admission. It's also really funny.
Washing my beard out this morning so I didn't have to be a principal with dyed black beard was real interesting.
You should have just let it go.
Oh my God. As it is tomorrow, everybody's expecting me to dress up like that. And to get my beard back the way it was, I'd have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know if that one's going to happen.
Come on, Principal Smash. Do it.
Do it for the kids. Do it for the kids, Nick.
I have to reach these kids.
I honestly, it was a good episode. Always love being on it. A big shout out to a couple of guys. They went as the Heart Foundation on the episode last night. Their channel was awesome.
They're the video critics or video clerks?
Store Clerks is their channel. I watched their special after mixed special last night, and it's funny. It's good stuff. They made a Halloween movie that was kind of a spoof on Blair Witch, and they included, of all things, a Clue Easter egg in it, and I thought that was awesome.
Clue's gaining steam, man. Tim Curry has made a big comeback in the late 2000s.
Clue's great. I mean, Clue's a great movie. I just love the fact that they included it as a little Easter egg, and they were a welcome addition to the show. Anybody who dresses up like the Heart Foundation is okay in my book. So
also seeing Mick Manhattan without a beard was kind of wild.
Well, last minute change. Originally, it was going to be
Piper,
Roddy Piper, and we convinced him to be Vince McMahon instead. So totally worth it.
All right, let's get to the recap from last week.
I didn't do great. 6 and 7 for me last week. I narrowly broke even. I just over broke even just because I put a bunch of singles in on a parlay that I hit, that the singles hit, but the parlay didn't. with that. But besides that, daily. I did have a great daily lineup. I made $25 on a $3 daily ticket.
Woo!
That was nice. But it was Smash's worst week of the season last week. It was my worst season. I called the Lions game completely wrong, even though they blew them out. My parlay, I hit one leg.
No one could have called the Lions game. They scored 3 special teams touchdowns. Like the game was over before it began.
Yeah, weird story, and then we'll get to your outcome. I had a parlay that I was going to put in that was a $10 parlay for 4 tight ends to score because I wanted to get in on the anytime TD scoring special last week on DraftKings.
Oh yeah, if you didn't hear, it's tight end week that week, and you should always bet touchdowns on tight end week. Apparently,
wow, it would have hit for $928 if I had put it in, but I balked at it, and that's my bad. That would have been a nice chunk of change if Old Smash had hit because one of them included the Lions backup tight end, the math special for the backup tight end bet.
the math special is also the Nick Costo special, but either way, I love betting the 10-1 backup tight end bets. Those are my all-time favorites.
It was Brock Wright, Kyle Pitts, Kittle, somebody else. I can't remember. And all 4 scored. All 4 scored, and I was like, "Wow, man! Do I wish I had put that in." Well, what was the metric for you?
The model did fine. It went 3-3. It was a little heavy on the NFC North because Green Bay and Minnesota both didn't cover, obviously, which is where the model went wrong. But it is what it is. I think it's zeroing in. It's getting much closer. It feels much better. But I did do this parlay, and I'm going to brag a little bit because I've been having terrible weeks, especially with parlays.
Matt needed this one.
I got Arizona and Atlanta, Cleveland to cover, and Green Bay to win. And I got it at 20-1. And if I would have I wish I would have took Cleveland money line. I didn't have enough gall to do it. But I knew that they were going to cover. I knew that Jameis was going to cover that number. And Arizona's frisky, man. I don't know why the Dolphins were favored in that game. That made absolutely no sense.
And isn't Arizona? No, the Rams are. Is it the Arizona or the Rams that are in first in the NFC West right now? Whichever one. Like
it's a mess. You can talk about betting futures in the NFC West for sure.
I don't want to touch the West. I don't want to touch the South right now. I'll tell you that.
That's fine. But and then Atlanta just owns their division this year. So if Atlanta's playing their division, just bet them. That just seems to be whatever. Which will bring us to an interesting point against Dallas, but we'll get to that. So the model did well, but I hit a 20-1 parlay for once, and the bank account's back where it needs to be. We're breathing good again, all right?
Breathing good.
Not that we're over betting by any means, but I want to win. I don't want to lose.
And don't chase your losses, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
It was a rough week for Smash, but never chase your losses.
All right, so let's get to this week. Do you have the bets up there?
Hold on, I didn't share the screen. That's my bad. There you go.
Look at that guy. Smash.
I was ready. Wrong team favored. Although Diggs is done for the season.
I will quote what I said when Buffalo got rid of Stephon Diggs. We can lose the Kansas City Chiefs with Stephon Diggs. We can lose the Kansas City Chiefs without Stephon Diggs.
So you think Tank Dell can pick up the slack?
Tank Dell's been terrible this season, but something tells me the New York Jets are the perfect antidote because what's going to happen is Mixon's going to be gouging him for about 4.5 a carry, and then they're going to do a deep bomb to Tank Dell, and he's going to score like a 70-yard touchdown.
I'm with you on this.
The safety's going to creep up too much. The Jets should. I think they said it in You Better Bet today. The Jets should win 30-14, but they're going to lose 16-14 somehow.
I am disfavoring the Jets probably for the rest of the season now.
I've watched Garrett Wilson play a long time. I've never seen a ball fly off his chest into the other team. Like that never happened at Ohio State.
They seem snake bitten. It's good. I'm no fan, but the two teams that I went in on last week were the Jets and the Bears.
We'll get to the Bears. Don't worry.
The two teams I went on last week were the Jets and the Bears, and I regret both of them. We'll say that. How about that? I think wrong team favored, and you got to go with the Houston Texans here.
You got to go with the Texans. There's some way the Jets are going to lose this game. I don't know what it is about that team this year, but I don't dare go with them.
So this is pretty easy to bet, I think, right?
So I make this game in the model pretty close.
The
I make it
Broncos are fighting for a playoff spot.
I make it 8.5. I just don't know if Bo Nix is overmatched here.
The Ravens are coming off a loss to a team they definitely shouldn't have lost to, so maybe they're looking to get right. But Denver's played every team close. Bo Nix, I still think, looks like the best. All credit to Jaden Daniels and his, cannon. I still think Bo Nix is going to be the best quarterback out of that draft class. And Bo Nix had a hell of a game last week.
You were out of your mind, but that's okay.
I think that Denver keeps this close, and maybe the Ravens still win by a field goal. But the Denver Broncos are a better football team, as I said at the outset of the season. And right now, it wouldn't be impossible for them to make the playoffs in a very top-heavy AFC conference.
I will say the way that the Baltimore Ravens defense has been playing, for them to cover a 9-point spread with 46-point over-under, that seems pretty tight.
I also like the under in this.
Well, you could definitely parlay this
like,
together, right? Because if you like the under, then you gotta love +9.
Yeah, I guess it goes hand in hand, right? I think the under looks tasty here. It's the kind of thing where if it's gonna be, if the Ravens win, I think, or the Ravens, if the over hits, the Ravens won by a blowout. But if Broncos cover, it's an under.
Yeah, so I will say Denver as the parlay right now is fine, but I would wait on this game because I think money's going to come in on Baltimore.
You think so? And you'll get to 9.5. You get 9.5,
or you get over 46, and then you get under 46 instead.
Yeah, I did. But
not
anyway,
that's a number specifically, but even so,
I think the Broncos cover. Ravens win by a field goal, and Broncos cover. That's my call.
Fair enough.
I don't like this game.
I make this Buffalo by 3. Buffalo's going to hammer them. It's just they just are. They're a better team. Buffalo has proven to me that they can beat everyone other than the elite teams in the NFL. And the Miami Dolphins are anything other than elite.
They look better with Tua at the helm, but I don't like. I'm staying
away.
Still
lost to Arizona. They lost to Kyler Murray on a Call of Duty release week.
Maybe, but Kyler looked good. I mean, Kyler looked good.
Kyler's been better this season. We can't be too mean to Kyler. Arizona's frisky. I've actually won. I think I've won a decent amount of money in Arizona this year. I think they've been a sneaky team for me.
They're being competitive when I didn't give them a chance. I don't think a whole lot of people did. The key part is all credit to Kyler or whatever. John Connor's playing really well. So as long as John Connor is playing well,
that poor guy, he mired behind the mediocre Pittsburgh offense for so long, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's terrible." And then he goes to Arizona, and it's like, "Oh no, this guy can play."
He's injury prone, but he's a talented running back. Here we are talking about the Cardinals. It's supposed to be Buffalo wins this game. I don't like the spread. Buffalo, although Tyreek was a no-show at practice today for the Dolphins.
The spread doesn't matter in this case because Buffalo's going to win by 50.
Maybe. I don't know, man. Tyreek owns the Bills.
He owns nothing.
I just don't like the spread. I don't like the spread here. Buffalo wins. So Speaking of last night on the show, I might have volunteered us.
I'll go through a table. Tom's already done it.
Well, here's what careful. Here's what I volunteered. Because I said that my original plan for the dress up, I said that you and I should have been the Hardy Boys. And I said, if anybody donates $100 on the next Casters for a Cause, I will come off a 24-foot ladder with you on a table in the backyard.
Are you out of your mind? $100? Our insurance bills would be 3 times that, 30 times that.
I know how to do it. I'll teach you how to do it.
Okay.
It's totally easy. It's totally easy. We used
let's-
to do it. We used to do it in the backyard.
Let's go call Mrs. Math, and we'll see what her thoughts on the matter are.
We just got to shoot it. I'm gonna have Jeff shoot it in the backyard. Okay, and it'll be okay. I'll show you how to take the fall. It's super easy. To take you don't have to do anything. I'm the one who potentially could get hurt.
Well, that makes sense because Jeff Hardy always did get hurt or was addicted to heroin.
Or a heroin, that. But I did volunteer us, and so if anybody at the next Casters for a Cause donates $100, get ready.
Either way, I'm sure I'm involved in that podcast anyway, so we'll see. But oh God, good Lord! All right, the Bills win this. All right, moving forward.
What is going on? I hadn't looked at this line yet. Oh my God.
It's a division game.
I don't care.
I shouldn't need it. I'll probably bet. Well, no, sorry. I want 3. I need 3. That's what I have this set at. I want 3.
Because you want the push? Who cares? The Commanders are gonna blow the all right, hit it right now. Stone cold lock of the century of the week. Commies to blow out the New York Giants.
This is called Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and this is my Stone Cold Lock of the Century. I'm not allowed to say the name because someone copyrighted it.
Who put this line at 3.5 and why?
It's -108. We'll get 3. Someone will give us 3.
No, I want it. And then you know what? I might have a separate commie parlay. I'm finally willing to recommit to the Washington Commanders after they showed up and beat the Chicago Bears defense. And
should we show the Washington Commanders clip now or
not
the
yet?
Bears?
No. We got to do it in the Bears. We got to do it during.
We'll give them a little tease.
All right, let's see. You could throw it deep, short of the end zone to try and draw a PI call and then kick.
Ryan just entered the chat too. He just entered the chat.
Don't worry, Ryan. It's coming. It's coming. We'll talk about the Bears.
It's to you and me both, buddy, because I went hard on the Bears last week.
I completely agree with you. I just want 3. I'll wait for my number. When I get it, I'll take it. But
take it because I would take this at 9. I would take this at 9.
My favorite bet in this is, so the Chicago Discord loves the interception bet every week. Patrick Mahomes and Danny Dimes are always in it, and there's always one more quarterback. Usually Minshew or like some other terrible quarterback. The 3-leg interception parlay with Mahomes and Danny Dimes as the bottom up or as the anchors is a good bet.
Oh my God. I hate betting on people to fail. It's my
Smash is not betting first coach fired market.
Nope. Oh my God, Ja.
I have this. I want 7.5, but my God, the patron saint of. Can we talk about Kansas City last week? Remember who said that Kansas City?
You said. You were right.
Oh, I know I was right.
Fucking terrible. Fucking worst call I've ever fucking seen, man.
Couldn't cover.
I hate the Raiders. How did they cover?
Because Antonio Pierce, trademark Nick Costos, is the patron saint of covering numbers. Every time he's down by 8, he's going to kick a field goal, and we're going to cover, baby. We're going to cover. I just want, again, this is a numbers thing. I want 7.5.
Well, she's really cool.
She's really cool. How's stream go?
You know what? Just because you know what? I hate the Raiders.
Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby.
And I'm by no means on his bandwagon, but you ruined enough of my season, Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm not playing the clip because they didn't do anything wrong to me. I love the Raiders. All they do is cover big numbers.
What did Taylor Swift say? We are never, ever, ever getting back together.
Hi, it's me.
I'm done with you.
It's me.
The Raiders have made me money.
Also, what have I ever told you about Kansas City covering big numbers against the AFC?
Yeah, you're right. I didn't you weren't wrong about it. They have nothing to play for. Nothing to play for at all.
Well, the trade deadline's on the election day, so it should be really interesting. But if they lose this game, Max Crosby might move.
I can't believe they haven't already moved him. And obviously I want to see him in Honolulu blue and silver. But
bring him home.
But you know, and I have won money on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Only when Gruden coaches them.
As the legendary Jerry Rice.
Also, there's a match on election day. Could we get a Central Michigan game?
CMU election game.
This man may have attended Central Michigan for a semester.
One semester. That was good enough for the rest of my life. Patriots, Titans. How in the world?
You got to bet New England, right? 3.5. I'm getting 3.5 with Drake May.
I want. You know what? I'm gonna have a parlay of wrong teams favored this week already. Like, come on, bro. The Titans. I have to say this. What did I say at the outset of the season? The Titans could legitimately be the worst team in the NFL, and sure enough. They're close.
I'm kind of betting against myself here, though, because I have both the Titans and the Patriots to be under 4.5 wins. I think I want the Titans to win this for my bet, but I know the Patriots are going to win this game.
Is Drake May healthy again?
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. That will matter.
I got to believe that Jacoby Brissett's going to be able to do well against them.
I take a tie.
I don't think a tie, Ryan. But I mean, you could throw the bet, and I bet you get probably what you think plus 2,000. Oh, come on, man!
I think it's easy. I know they're giving us the hook. I realize they're giving us
the better team, right?
I just don't think the Titans can physically win a game.
And they're broken after last. Also, can we talk about that? They just played the Detroit Lions last week, so.
Oh yeah, they're already going to lose. I didn't even think about that. They have the done.
And not just played, got manhandled on a day where realistically the Detroit Lions could have won, only having 50 yards passing. Hey man, welcome to Detroit.
It's unfortunate, but yeah. I don't like betting New England this season, but if I'm going to get plus money against the Titans, I'm taking it.
I got to imagine this is where the bet lies for this.
Wrong team favored.
Because of Jameis.
Wrong team
okay, so low-key, there's a whole article I read about it. Justin Herbert is actually playing out of his mind. It's just none of the metrics show up in the box score.
I really like the Chargers this season. You know that I'm Jim Harbaugh. Jim
Wait,
Harbaugh
okay,
is
how
on my.
about this? Could the Chargers acquire a receiver at the trade deadline?
There's plenty to be had still.
Supposedly. What about Jameson Williams for a Bosa?
No, it's not gonna happen.
Oh my God, that would be phenomenal.
Get your Lions fan fiction out of my betting show. This isn't. I didn't ask Chat GPT what the best trade could be for the Lions.
I'm telling you, like if the Chargers had they need one receiver or a tight end. And you're talking about a team that is a lot more electric. I think
Harbaugh wants to sit under the radar a little bit this season, and he wants to catch Kansas City next year.
Well, it's just they're surprising, and the metrics of Herbert this year are totally on the up, and I like it. Good. I like it. That's Matt's cousin Derek. That's Matt's cousin Derek. He does that.
Fair enough.
Are you really going to bet Cleveland here?
The model says Cleveland. My brain says that Jameis doesn't get away with the 50-50 balls he won against Baltimore. Like, the Chargers are too well coached. And I realize it's another Harbaugh. That's the thing that scared me, though. Like, maybe Jameis just has Harbaugh's number.
I got it.
He's right. Like, this is what I mean. Like, I like to bet both of these teams. Them playing each other breaks my brain.
The difference maker could be a healthier Chubb, even because he had a great week not great, but good week last week.
Standing on a corner, Jameis Winston, Cuyahoga. What a fine sight to see.
Oh my God. I'm not on the Jameis wagon. Chargers win. I'm just gonna say it. Chargers win by a touchdown. Oh my God, he's so weird. He's got to be the weirdest guy in the NFL, and that's it. That's a league that includes Aaron Rodgers.
There's a white boy up in Detroit named Eminem. He said, "You only have one shot, one opportunity."
So weird. Cowboys Falcons. You said you had commentary on this before I say my bet.
I like the Cowboys at +3. I think Atlanta's only good against their own division. This is such a bounce back spot for the Cowboys.
No way. They're done. Stick a fork.
You really believe in Kirk Cousins? Michigan State.
Kirk Cousins is shredding right now and getting better and better in this offense. Kyle Pitts, comeback player of the year. He was hurt last year. He's out for 3 games.
No, he's nowhere near it. It's the 2 quarterbacks.
I think the Falcons are going to win the NFC South, which sucks for my parlay, but whatever. Dallas is just really bad.
This will be the game. They had a chance to come back against San Francisco. They actually did.
Yeah.
And I just think Atlanta's overrated in this situation based on who they've played recently. I think they're just really good against their own division this year.
I think Atlanta is here the other part is they're running the ball well.
Tell me Atlanta doesn't win this game by 1 with a last-minute field goal from Kirk Cousins. That's how they win.
No, I don't think. If anything, Cowboys fall short by a touchdown.
You know what I love more than anything in this game is the under. 52 for these 2 teams?
It's high, but I didn't the other part is that's based on the fact, honestly, Dallas' defense is epically bad.
But is Parsons back this week?
I don't care. And they're just bad. Diggs is turned into an absolutely terrible corner, which is wild because it's Diggs.
But what if Parsons coming back, he just gets after Kirk Cousins, the statue that he is?
I don't think it's going to matter. They're going to mitigate it with check downs because it's check down Kirk. They're going to check down. He's the veteran. You know, I like whatever Bijan's over on catches for this week. I like that bet a lot. I think they're either going to get him running the ball, which could happen, or they're going to get him with check downs. And people like Pitts and Bijan, whatever the overs are in their catch, I like those. We don't. I probably stay away from Drake London this game because you're right. If they get the pass rush going, they're not going to be able to push the ball deep. But
three was my number. I needed 3 to bet Dallas. That's where I'm at. I just think it's too much for Atlanta. I think Dallas is extremely underrated in this situation. I think Atlanta's overrated.
It's fair. I like it. The Dallas could still end up being good? Question mark. But like, as long as Dak Prescott is quarterbacking them. The other part is like the only rushing touchdown they scored last week was from Zeke. And you know who the backup to Zeke is? Dalvin Cook.
Don't forget about Deuce Vaughn, and he's like 5'4".
Well, he's hurt, and the rookie's hurt too.
Rico Dowdle.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, Rico.
So this is what we got. We got Dalvin Cook and Zeke. So I don't know. I'm not buying it, man. Their offensive line is in shambles. Atlanta's defense is playing a lot better. No, I'm off them. I'm off the Cowboys hard.
I'm like, this is the straw game for Dallas. Like, if they lose this, like Dallas falls so far in the model, like they're just toast. This is their last.
Okay. Them and the Jets, you think?
They them and the Jets just fall into the basement. They're like, so like the model kind of like holds at certain numbers. It's like, oh, it's really close in the middle with like small, but then it falls like when you're Carolina, like you're just gone.
Well, speaking of Carolina, doesn't matter.
The model says to bet Carolina. Absolutely not, because I have both of these teams bottomed out, but I have no home field advantage for the Carolina Panthers, and Bryce Young is playing. There's no way.
Does it matter at all that Bryce Young is playing? Did he learn anything from getting benched?
I can't bet Carolina. I can't. Like, I literally I said no. The model spit something out. I said my model is not built for a team that is not an NFL team, and I don't think the Carolina Panthers are an NFL team.
I don't like the spread, though. The Saints, you know who I do like this week is Taysom Hill, anytime TD. He's healthy again.
Is he back?
Yeah, he was back last week.
Okay.
I had him in daily. He got me like 8 points. It wasn't great, but he's healthy again, and they're desperate in New Orleans. Like, they might do some crazy, trick stuff to get him involved. The wildest part is if they go on a winning streak, the Saints could still be in competition in that terrible, terrible division. So
Derek Carr is playing too, so that is one thing.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah. Yeah, but we're both off. I mean, I don't think it matters that Bryce is playing. I don't think
like betting against Carolina has been a money-making machine. More likely than not, it continues to be a money-making machine.
Important game of the week. Can the Eagles cover a big spread without ruining parlays for me?
All right, where we got Phil here? See,
Oh, ball game, baby! There's something special going on at the bank.
Philly's fighting, man. They felt like they got back on track last week, but did they just play the Giants?
What is going on with their defense?
Well, they only allowed 3 points last week, so they might be okay.
Giants, but I want to hammer the spread. I do. I just don't think I can.
The books are begging you to bet Jacksonville. They're giving you the hook.
After last week, the Jacksonville Jaguars played an excellent football game. I can't. And the Eagles are having trouble covering this season a lot.
Jaguars picks, they say they have the best draft in the entire NFL. Are you surprised to hear that?
Certainly not. The first year we took it to the limit. And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
It's been 20 years.
I think she'd take you to the limit, Math.
She probably loves the song "Take It to the Limit" by the
Oh
Eagles.
my God. I didn't like.
One more time.
Oh my God. I don't think it's worth it. What are you gonna get? Like,
I mean, you get 1-1.
sure. The two games. Like,
I don't like teasing bad teams to lose by less to other bad teams.
if anything, I take the alternate number at like. You know what? Here's what I will say.
That's fair. You can't tease it. Well,
The Eagles aren't bad. They're not bad. But the problem is they're just not covering. They're just not covering, with the exception of last week.
they're like the Kansas City of the NFC.
NFC. And I just, again, same article was talking about how the most effective part of
This
Jalen Hurts'
article's getting
game-
a lot of leg. We better
Yeah.
cite our source.
It's ESPN. You got to have an insider account.
Oh, put it behind the paywall. Sorry.
Yeah,
guys.
I'm behind the paywall. Just because I have that Hulu trilogy
ESPN
package or
Plus
whatever.
is actually amazing for golf coverage. Just so everyone knows.
But
also, if you
it
wanna
was
watch
talking
basketball-
about how Jalen Hurts' most important asset is not his arm, it's his legs.
I
don't want to talk more about the Eagles. I'm just mad at them. Oh, no. You sure you want to go to the next game, Ryan?
We teased it. We
got you. We got you. Don't worry. We'll go to the next game.
Let's give the kid from
This one
Stranger
hurt me
Things.
too. Don't worry. This one hurt
Let's
me.
give the kid from Stranger Things his due.
All right, let's see. You could throw it deep, short of the end zone to try and draw a PI call and then kick a game-tying field goal. You got to throw it, though, Jaden. Get yourself set. Uncork it. Let's see. It's going to come up short. Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Oh, my God!
Is that guy wearing an NFL Blitz shirt?
That's NFL Blitz shirt.
I am never putting money on the Chicago Bears ever again. They were terrible in that game. Caleb Williams looked like he wasn't even an NFL quarterback. I had to shut it off. And what happened to that defense that was supposed to just, wreck? The
technically
wasn't
they
high.
did.
Who cares? The defense, it's not like no. It was a one-time deal, and they breached the contract.
They did technically cover.
Oh, I don't care that they covered. And I had so many lineups stacking the Bears. And I want to drive to Matt Eberflus's house and kick him in the junk.
His name is Eberluz, and there's a reason why his name is Eberluz. Dude, I feel like this is something that would happen in NCAA, right? Like where your corner would get distracted and not.
What was he doing? Like, why are you talking to the crowd? That man is never playing football again if he's on my team. I'm cutting him the next day. He's
Him and Anthony Richardson to be on the all-cut team because the quarterback who asked for a blow.
Anthony Richardson. Oh my God.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get to Joe Flacco.
Same article talked about Anthony Richardson shouldn't be benched. Same article.
We need the writer. We need to bring the writer on.
And they had a good point. Anthony Richardson, how did it put it? He basically has the most in-air yardage of any quarterback in the NFL. So the thing isn't that he's bad. He's an athletic quarterback willing to make risks. They need to do a better job at telling him when to take the risks versus when not to. That was the whole point of his part of the article. But you know what? Cardinals by Call of Duty. There we go. Whatever the number amount Call of Duty is, can I bet that one?
By the power of Call of Duty.
By the power of Call of Duty. Like
Starving
never
Marv-
again.
Maserati Marv is going to run rampant on the Chicago Bears secondary.
Why? How did they can we go back to the tape? How did they convince me that they were good? How did
We want to run it back? We want to run it back?
All right, let's see. You could throw it deep, short of the end zone to try and draw a PI call and then kick a game-tying field goal. You got to throw it, though, Jaden. Get yourself set. Uncork it. Uncork it. Let's see. It's going to come up short. Oh, my!
How did they convince me they were good?
Save my ears because I don't need to hear that twice.
Never again. They are who I thought they were at the beginning of the season. Their record tricked me. It was like smoke and mirrors. I forgot somehow that Matt Eberflus is their coach. Now this game, I don't know how this game isn't flexed to Sunday night because it's probably, it has the legs to be the game of the year so far, right?
All right, everybody. That's why this is a child who drew a picture of someone biting off kneecaps.
All day.
This is my thought about the cheese.
I like, especially if the Packers play the way they did last weekend. I don't care that it's at Green Bay. I don't care whether it's Jordan Love or Malik Willis. I will say that I'm more afraid of Malik Willis than Jordan Love.
I don't care if I play him in nothing landfill. I don't care if you got one butt cheek and two toes. I'm going to beat your ass.
The Lions are going to win this game, and they're going to cover that spread, and we'll move on. And they'll show why they are the best team in the NFC.
And I want to remind a small portion of the state where they're from. This says over the bridge. I don't care that you think you're more connected to Wisconsin than you are Michigan. You're still a Michigander, and I'm tired of the Green Bay fandom in the UP.
Oh, I'm tired of the Green Bay fandom in Michigan, period.
Oh yeah, West Michigan's guilty too because of the stupid radio in the 50s.
Yep. And I don't care. Sorry. And especially how the Packers couldn't cover for me last week.
They couldn't cover for me either.
Yeah, I like the Lions. I like the Lions to cover. I like the Lions to win. I like the Lions to
How is there a Lions game where the total's under 50? The Lions are going to score 30 points. They just do.
That Packers defense is good. But you know who looked bad last week was Jair Alexander. And he came up limping at the end of the game, too. So
I think the Detroit Lions offense is inevitable.
It's like Thanos.
It's Thanos.
I will say this, though. Taylor Decker better get it figured out soon. He's the lowest rated. He's the lowest rated left tackle in the NFL right now. Lowest rated left tackle.
I think it's just teams just attacking a weakness, right? It's not even that he's bad. It's just the Lions are so solid everywhere.
Oh, it looks like Ryan wants Ben Johnson to be the head coach.
Well, there's already been talk that Ben Johnson would have went to the Bears last year for $15 million.
I'm telling you, Ryan, be careful what you wish for, because some of the stuff that he does pisses me off hard.
I do worry. Like
Eagles friend that
is
really
he the guy down in Miami, right? Like, is that who he is?
My problem is as brilliant as he is, he's a fart sniffer, and I think he drinks a little bit too much of his own Kool-Aid. And it doesn't matter how low the bar is. He drinks a little bit of his own Kool-Aid and
But you can do that as an offensive coordinator.
Sure, but when you're a head coach, you can't.
The key is that Dan Campbell, I'm sure, is the ultimate filter. He's like, dude, I don't care how deep your well is. We're gonna run the ball.
I hope that's the case. I hope, because like I go back to that when they had the lead, can't remember which game, but they had the lead and they're on the 1 yard line and there's Jared Goff taking the snap out of the shotgun. I was like, what is going on?
Let's not forget that the Bears also tried to hand off the ball to an offensive lineman last week, and he fumbled at the goal line.
The things that I don't understand a lot in the NFL.
The refrigerator Perry's ghost was going to come in and score that touchdown.
I don't understand putting the ball in the hands of people that don't normally handle the ball in the most important situation.
It's the Marshawn Lynch situation, right? All over again.
It is. And anyway, so
we're done. We're done.
We won't bag
it. But also we know that the reason that the Bears aren't better is because of their coaching issues, and we're happy because of it.
Low key.
This
is a much more
interesting. Is my favorite coach in the NFL other than Dan Campbell. Who is? Matt Eberflus.
Oh, just because he loses all.
It's like Steve used to say about all the bad Michigan coaches. He's I love all those coaches.
They're great coaches. Keep coaching.
Coach forever.
This, after last week, is my favorite game of the week. Besides the Lions, obviously. Like, I thought the Rams were folding. I thought the Rams were selling. And they're not. And it looks like,
But is it a bridge too bad? Is it a bridge too far? They got to go into Seattle, and they're getting points.
I think they should. I think they should. Their defense is playing much better than expected. Stafford looks low key like he found the fountain of youth.
Like you said, though, interdivisional games with this group, I don't like if I don't like the dog. Like when Arizona played San Francisco, I loved it because Arizona looked like everything was going in the right direction, and San Francisco looked terrible.
Ryan's got a good point. Comes down to O-line injury report, sure, but I like the other part is the offense in Seattle will now be decided by Kenny Walker, and I think the Rams have a good.
Kenny sucked last week.
Like they will go as Kenny goes. It's not like it was. So if Kenny does well, the Seahawks do well. If Kenny struggles, and the Rams have a young, hungry defense that has impressed me every time I've watched them.
I just can't get the Rams right. I can't get the Rams right, nor Seattle, nor do I want anything to do with either of them. It's a pass. Honestly.
Well, don't forget Puka's back to it. So you got the gun, the last gunslinger in the NFL out there, throwing it down to Puka and Kupp.
There are two gunslingers in the NFL, sir.
Jared Goff is not a gunslinger.
No.
Oh.
Matt Stafford and Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is the ultimate gunslinger. He's literally Russian roulette.
I think there's gunslinger, and then there's hillbilly gunslinger.
Oh,
and
he is a hillbilly.
Hillbilly gunslinger. He's the guy who thinks that he can draw down on people, but really just is taking his grandpappy's pistol to the showdown. It might shoot, maybe.
But the best thing I love about Jameis is that you know what he loves more than anything else? People.
Oh, good leader.
His teammates love him.
Good leader. He always has people's back. Like, good
he
for
got
him.
his boys paid last year. He literally handed the ball off, even though his coach said not to.
This game,
obviously, that's a gunslinger, even more so than he's mentally a gunslinger.
Do you think it would be crazy to think the Colts could cover this? Or
are you kidding
is Sam
me?
Darnold going to show up better?
I have one thing to say to that.
Jerome Ford is the single back. Off the play action. Flacco wants to go deep. He's got a man out there. It's Elijah Moore and Moore.
But here's the problem: is the Vikings pass rush is going to feast on Joe Flacco, and I mean I got to go here.
Oh,
I'm in on. Don't get me wrong. I'm in on the Flacco energy. I hope that Joe Flacco beats the Minnesota Vikings. Please do. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Do I want it to happen? Sure.
Can Justin Jefferson be stopped? I don't know.
There you go. And that's the difference. Like,
and Hawk's back too.
Hawk's back.
This is dropped 2 though with Flacco news. Also, note to everybody, if you're a quarterback, I don't care if you're Gen Z, Gen X, Boomer, Greatest Generation, Gen whatever the kids currently are, never ever take yourself out if you are the quarterback.
The biggest part is like his only answer was, I was tired.
I was tired.
Like,
you call the cadence, dude. You call the cadence. You got 30 seconds no matter what.
You know what I feel really guilty about? I talked others into drafting this guy. And a lot of people listen to my fantasy advice and stuff. And like, I feel bad because he's so talented. But like, man, what? You were tired? What? Anyway, Joe Flacco
might not know he's a quarterback. Like, he hasn't played enough snaps at quarterback to know he's a quarterback.
So I like the Vikings to win. I believe in the Flacco magic. I think that Flacco is going to be a much better quarterback for the Colts. They do have a talented offense. I mean, but Justin Jefferson can't be stopped. He is still the greatest receiver in the NFL. So
it says something about, and I don't want to comp it, but both you and I played 10 years of football, right? Like, It says something about our era of football. Like, those guys were, they grew up.
Can you imagine Brett Favre? Can you imagine Brett Favre? Like, I'm tired.
Could you pick up Brett? Okay, so let's say like Brett Favre as Brett the Jet was not great, but Brett Favre as Brett the Jet now, would he be really good in this NFL under these rules?
Well, the other part though, don't forget that. I mean, halfway through the season, it was Brett the Jet MVP. Then he got hurt, and they had nobody behind him. The Jets didn't have anybody. I think Butt Fumble was gone.
Joe Flacco convinces me that if they could get Drew Brees away from his 10 children, like he could somehow like come out and like play.
No, don't forget though, like that last season, Brees struggled to throw downfield.
All right, fine. Let's call up my boy from Jacksonville.
Blake Bortles?
What's Bortles up to?
You know,
I know he retired. I know he retired.
What is it? It's like I think the second worst efficiency rating in the history of the NFL.
The man went to the playoffs with the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's all I have to say. We all love Blake Bortles. We all
do. He's
love
ripping
Blake
heaters.
Bortles.
The guy who wants to be out there.
What would you be doing if you were a quarterback in the NFL? I don't know. Ripping heaters for construction.
Jesus. I didn't like. This is what's weird. Here's the real question, because I'm going to ask the inversion of that. Are modern quarterbacks...
It's probably true.
Meanwhile, Baker Mayfield's got a zin in his lip out there in the field. Anyway, so I'm going to ask the inversion of that question. Are modern quarterbacks bad? Because we went through an era that what nobody talks about, the era of Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. There were some bad quarterbacks in the NFL, right?
Well, like you think about, like Achilles Smith was during that time. Ryan Leaf,
just some bad quarterbacks, right?
Ty Detmer, wasn't he like relatively high drafted?
I can't remember. It was for the Eagles. The Eagles drafted him.
Tim Couch, I don't know because that team was so bad.
My question is, are modern quarterbacks just bad? Like it.
I don't think so, because look at Brock Purdy. He's fine.
Yeah, I think so too, Ryan. That's actually my answer. Is like we're seeing a shift back into cover 2 in the NFL. And now the answer has to be, so with this shift back into too high safety, you got to see this comeback of, teams taking like the Lions. Play action.
Pounding the rock. If there are 2 safeties high, you can put 7 offensive linemen on the field and you can just move the ball forward.
Yep. And so you play that old school type of football where it's play action, power football, looking to strike deep when they bring that extra man in the box. So what you're seeing now is the same thing that happened in like the 2000s with Tampa Bay. Everybody was playing a version of the West Coast offense. Thank you, Andy Reid. Everybody was playing that. But the offenses that are not struggling right now are attacking the seams. And that's how you attack a 2 safety look. You have to attack the seams and get them back into the box, whether it's with, and the problem is, Eberflus is a great example of this. His offense goes west, east all the time. You know what a cover 2 look likes? West, east, because it has time to adjust to that.
Because it's flat. It's just a flat, like it's a flat dimension.
I think that like maybe it's more along the lines of this, that other teams are not adjusting, and somebody like Ben Johnson, somebody like I don't know who's the offensive coordinator in San Francisco right now, but like they're ahead of the curve.
Arizona is adjusting. Like look at Arizona
ahead of the curve.
Indianapolis is offense with Joe Flacco.
Like it.
Washington. Washington is Jaden Daniels, but like even so, it's modern because Jaden Daniels can run RPO like a machine.
But it's also why Patrick Mahomes is leading the league in interceptions this year.
Yes, but Andy Reid has found a way to win within that as well.
Yeah, because he's a good coach, but like that,
he knows how to coach his way around the cover 2 in 2 minutes.
Well, because he coached during the cover 2 era.
He's like, oh, the 2-minute drill against the cover 2. Oh, we're gonna send 3 men deep every time, and then we're gonna see what happens. And
I agree with Ryan. It's like this shell look. Agreed. Cliff Kingsbury is doing a hell of a job. Seeing this cover 2 look, and betting wise, that's why like you need to look at these teams for the overs and unders. If they're playing these shell defenses, the Tampa Bay Chiefs right now, Tampa Bay plays shell the whole time. They show no cover 3. They show no man coverage. They are in cover 2 almost every down.
It's like nothing has changed in 20 years.
It feels that way. And like the Chiefs are going to struggle against it. And speaking of, I mean, like, I'm with you on this. It's a big number, and I don't think the Chiefs cover because the defense will control the game for them. But Tampa Bay's defense will keep a lid on the top of this offense. Now, hey, who knows? DeAndre Hopkins might blow the lid off the top of the Tampa Bay defense. It could happen. I just don't think it's going to. You know who's resuscitated his career there, though, is Kareem Hunt.
Well, yeah, it's pretty easy when all you have to do is run straight forward.
Well, I'll tell you this, Ryan. Efficiency is down. Put that up, Tim, because this is a good comment. You want to know why efficiency down? Here's a note for you NFL coaches. Run the damn football. Get out of shotgun when you're inside the 5. Stop giving the defense yards. Stop it. It's bad football. Get out of the shotgun. Put your damn quarterback under the center.
What's wrong with the goal line offense? Like all you had to do.
There's nothing wrong with it, and I would be running the hell out of it in this. And you know what? Kick a field goal.
Not a lineman.
Yeah. Like put it in the hands of David Montgomery. Put it in the hands of your guy. Let him win you the football game. And also start kicking field goals. Note to the Tennessee Titans. You guys got the ball after halftime. If you had settled for a field goal at the end of the half and not gone out of shotgun with one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL out of the shotgun, Mason Rudolph, by the way, if you had done that, it might have been a different second half. Now, I mean, who knows, right? But it might have been. It's a much different number to get that field goal and go in with a good feeling as a team. Thanks for tuning in, Ryan.
Ryan, top viewer, man. See you next week.
I get so frustrated seeing NFL coaches run shotgun when they're inside the 10. Because you are giving up.
So modern quarterbacks don't know how to play out a single back.
Get your ass under the center and run some power football, even if you're going to throw it. Okay, so even if you're going to throw it, you need to threaten running the football.
Smash, you're amongst the youth. Are you allowed to put your hand in the crotch of the center anymore? Because I remember my coach used to say some really uncomfortable things to my coach.
Man, get your hand right under there. If your hand doesn't hit his balls, you don't have enough pressure going up. Because the whole point is upward pressure. Anybody who coaches quarterback, it's upward pressure. And if your knuckles aren't hitting his nutsack, you don't have enough of it. It's come out of my mouth. It's come out of the mouth of every single coach who's ever
came out of a lot of men's mouth how hard they have to hold the nutsack.
How hard they have to hit that nutsack for sure. I mean, it's like, but I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I'm sure Dan Campbell would agree. It's like red zone offense efficiency is not hard. And be okay with a field goal. And that's a note to Dan Campbell. Be okay with a field goal.
Jared Goff ran single back under McVay as well as at Cal. So there you go. Also,
the Lions win. The Lions win when they run play action. The Lions,
you know what's wild? It's like everyone's like so surprised. Like Jared Goff's great against the blitz. It's like, well, yeah, because we have a great run game. So when they blitz, they're completely wrong.
Yep. They blitz at the wrong times. That Gibby run, that 70-yard Gibby run was against a flex blitz where they had the wrong stunt on and no contain on the backside. Gibby ran a cut. It was one cut and go, and it went all the way because he's fast. It's not hard. They brought 5, so by the time he was past the line of scrimmage, there were only 6 people left to stop him, and they had 5 blockers downfield. And it's basic football, and I think that people are honestly they're guilty of fart sniffing. They drink their own Kool-Aid, and you see the outcome. I'm off my horse. It just frustrates me. You got these great running backs.
Offense in the NFL this year has been frustrating because it does feel like it's like, okay, well, everyone just went back to the cover 2. It's like, okay, well, then just send 3 vertical. I don't know. Like, is it really that difficult? It's like, well, I don't want to throw vertical. It's dangerous.
Well, that's actually the point. The article's point about Anthony Richardson was, man, do I wish I had quarterbacks that don't mind taking risks? It's just about which ones they take, right?
Well, yeah, because so many. You could take 10 minutes off the clock. This happens to me all the time in NCAA. You can take so much time off the clock, and you could run such a good offense, and then you could run 3 series of downs that are very bad. And all of a sudden, it's 3rd and 15 at the 45-yard line or the 35-yard line, and you try to kick a field goal, and you either make it or you miss it, and it's 3 points either way. The NFL is guilty of that. It's like if you give an NFL defense enough chances to stop you, they will. If you only throw the ball 5 yards.
Yep. And stop going east and west with it. I know people love the screen. Oh my God. Think how many times did we hear Mustache say throw the screen, right? Like people love the screen, but I don't know, man. Did you see the Giants run the ultimate screenplay and then it got blown up for a 7-yard loss? Talk about East-West. Whoever that coach, what's his name? The coach in New York, it's
Davis doing the play calling at this point, but
yeah, I mean, so they ran 3 down linemen, put 4 linemen all lined up to the left, 2 wings, and a receiver, and they wonder why it got blown up. Anyway. Any parting shots? Any daily this week? I really like the Falcons. I think I'm going to go with the Falcon stack this week.
I'll bring up the capture here just one time because I know there's some visual learners out there. For me, I think Dallas is a bridge too far. I think I like Dallas this week. Buffalo's better than Miami. This one's easy. Again, wrong team favorite. The Chargers are coming to Cleveland. That's a long way to go, and Cleveland's a rejuvenated team. I highlighted Detroit because why not? They're going to win that game. Houston, I mean, if you're picking the Jets to win any game right now, you're stupid. And then lastly, New England, again, Tennessee. If you're picking Tennessee to win a game, you're wrong because they've lost almost all the time.
Yep. And
not that hard, right?
everybody's like, their defense is. I don't care. Look at their win-loss record.
Okay, Levis might play too this week, and if Levis plays, then you definitely might lose because he might just turn the ball over 5 times.
I wish Levis. Mason Rudolph gave them a better chance last week because he doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, but he's the same guy, like I was saying, where it's like you throw it for 5 yards over and over again until you get stopped at the 30-yard line. You kick a field goal, and then the other team just throws a bomb.
Which is what he did in Pittsburgh.
No.
Hey, we'll see how we do this week. I hope everybody has a great Halloween tomorrow. Make sure that you have some fun.
Yeah, watch out for the kids. Pass out candy, all the good stuff. You know what to do. You know how to take care of everybody on Halloween. Let's make it a fun night. Leave the pumpkins alone.
Yeah, don't smash my pumpkins.
Be nice to everyone's pumpkins. And with that, parting shot, like and subscribe. Like the Scene Snobs. Watch their Halloween content like everybody else.